Fitzy and Whipper.
Australian Open, it is heating up now. I've never seen more domination from one player in a tournament so far than Ash Barty. One lady who represented Australia numerous times is Alicia Mollett. You can catch her on Channel 9. She's here for MasterCard as well. Alicia, welcome.
Oh, thanks for having me on. It's been pretty awesome, hasn't it, watching Ash? I hope you guys have been glued to the TV. But
It's been phenomenal.
Incredible. And look, she's had convincing scorelines, but I reckon every match has been a bit of a battle for her. But she's just been too good so far. And last night was another amazing example of, I think, the most complete player we've seen for a very long time.
We were saying this earlier, Alicia. When you're in a position like Ash Barty, I mean, she's obviously playing extremely well at the moment, the best of her career. But do you ever in a game just try and get through it quickly?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
I mean, I know what you mean. It sounds like a silly question, but I suppose...
No, and that's the hardest. That's what has impressed me about Ash is that, a couple of years ago there were times where she'd be a little bit up and down mentally or even with emotion. And here at the Australian Open, this past sort of, 12 months, she won Wimbledon this past year in 2021, and here at the Australian Open, she's been incredibly level, not rushing, as you mentioned, has barely... I haven't not seen her look at the play box or her coach, Craig Kaiser, once.
Yeah, right.
You see so many players, sometimes in desperation more than anything, look up at their play boxes. But to me, it's a quiet calmness. And I just think she's so in tune with her ability on court. But, yeah, no rushing and, a really high-level IQ on the court. She just really has a great understanding of her opponent's weaknesses. It's so good to watch.
I mean, she hasn't won the final yet, but we were talking this morning as well, Alicia. Could she... I mean, Serena's now getting towards the end of her career. Could Ash go into Serena territory? Like, I mean, if she keeps herself fit...
Anything's possible. I mean, Serena started on the Grand Slam trail, though, I think when she was 16, 17.
Yep.
So... I mean, she burst out onto the scene and was a bit of a phenom. Like Venus, I'd put Martina Hingis in that category too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not never say never. The woman you mentioned, Serena Williams, the legend.
Yeah.
She was winning earlier, but of course Ash was. She had a bit of a break, and I think that's helped too. With her longevity. She's gone through some difficult times and disappointments, and she enjoys her tennis, but. Fitzy, what I love about Ash is she's kept the same team around her, same fitness trainer, her same physio, her same tennis coach, Craig Kaiser. A lot of players at the top, the grass is always a little bit greener on the other side.
Sure.
You see so many coaching changes, and I think that's probably what the greats do a little bit better than the rest. They're pretty smart at picking good people.
Now, Alicia, we talk about tennis etiquette, and you know what? The tradition of tennis over the years, you think of Wimbledon, you think of all that, and the uniform and sportsmanship. What we're seeing now at the moment with the Special Ks, with Thanasi and Nick Kyrgios, is I love the crowd participation. I think it's amazing. Is it ruffling a lot of feathers in the tennis industry? What are your thoughts on it, and can you see a future for it?
Well, it ruffled Nick's feathers yesterday because I think it's the first time in all of his matches that someone yelled out between his serves.
Yes.
And he had a lot to say about it to the umpire. So I think that's because it's gotten to the pointy end of, the tournament for the Special Ks, Nick and Thanasi. So, it's even Nick, someone like Nick, he loves all that crowd engagement, people, yelling out, hype and all of that. But I think that's probably something we've got to do better, and the press and media have to do better, is educate this crowd that probably don't normally ever watch tennis, don't understand or haven't played much tennis, don't always participate in the etiquette of it. Because there's so many rules that are unwritten rules. Isn't that a funny one to say? But there kind of are in tennis. It's one of those sports that, you do have respect for your opponent. There are moments that, there needs to be quiet. You talk about all that stuff and the tradition. It's we just have to educate people. But I love newcomers to tennis, and Nick's created this crazy sort of atmosphere around Melbourne Park. I mean, it was electric yesterday, and it was great. Carried on for Dylan as well.
Yeah.
Front stage for his final.
Yeah.
Well, Alicia, have you ever had a moment where we're celebrating Ash's speech with Jim Courier afterwards with the interview? Have you ever had a moment on centre court where you've accidentally slipped up with some of the language? If anybody missed it, have a listen to Ash Barty last.
When he was saying his acceptance speech, we were both crying. I was like, I need to get out here and get ready to get game on. But
Have you had one of those moments, Alicia?
Well, that start with an S or an F. I didn't quite get it.
I think there was both.
Oh.
One rolled into the next.
Oh, well, Josie Barty might not be happy with that. No, that's what Jim does. He gets people smiling out there. I mean, I think Ash she can be forgiven for that, can't she?
I know.
She can. I love it.
I know Alicia's younger brother, and I tell you what, I've heard Alicia drop a few swear bombs at her younger brother over the years.
We were never allowed to in our household. I'm pretty sure Ash wasn't either. But that's it was great to see Ash, engage with the crowd at the end. And I mean, hasn't she just grown into it? It's
amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, a well-rounded woman. We love hearing her speak, and I think she's the first to lob praise on her opponent as well. I think that's important in this sport. Again, a nice bit of tennis etiquette from her perspective. But she spent a lot of time with Dylan too as well this year. They were both in the final stages of Wimbledon. They spent a lot of time on tour this year too. It's a really special bond between those two.
Yeah. Well, Alicia, you're doing a great job. We know how busy you are. We appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. Enjoy Saturday's final.
Yes,
here we go. Watch it.
Cannot wait. Thank you, Alicia Mullick.
Fitzy and Whipper.